Okay.
We don't need that. We also don't need all the buttons crashing. So yeah, that's not a great thing. Alright, so I am just starting up Minecraft, and apparently it's being super duper slow to start. That's why you're seeing the black screen, or blank screen. It's happening slowly. Hey there, B! How are you doing? So I'll say all my hellos today. So, good morning, lass. Good to see you. Thank you very much for the wave. I appreciate that. Jay, thank you very much for being first. I really appreciate that as well. And just want to see if I missed anybody else in the middle. And I do not think so. But welcome on in, B Silver B as well. Or good afternoon. Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Isn't that what they say in The Truman Show? I ran into a clip of that yesterday and was reminded of that. So things are actually slowly loading. And I don't warm welcome the bot. Sorry. Nope, Osmond doesn't get that courtesy. How rude. Okay. Let's hope things are feeding properly. I excuse me, was mucking around with, there we go, okay. I was mucking around with my audio monitoring yesterday, and the resulting effect is that things are a little different on my end than they were before. Not a huge deal, shouldn't be, but one of the bizarre side effects is I did not realize that Words on Stream thought that it was an overlay in addition to being a game, so yeah. So heavens knows why, but it was playing out on the buttons line on my computer, which makes no sense because it shouldn't have been able to do that. I have to dig into that one deeper later on, but we'll hopefully have it cooperate a little bit better. Hey, computer, please. Here you go. So after crashing the Stream Deck buttons, I needed to start the app again. And it decided, of course, that it wanted to start up on top of my Minecraft, which is not going to help anybody. Because I couldn't even hit the start buttons. Okay, there we go. So as oh, I've got double clicks everywhere. That's not good. What are all the games thinking they are? Yeah, getting dupes again. I'm hoping it's just my monitoring. Oh, of course it is. I don't normally let the game play its own sounds. That would explain a lot. Wow. Okay, I'm peaking like a crazy person today. What happened to the mics? Filters. Doop doop doo 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 doo. Limiter. See if we can cap that a little bit lower. Alright, that shouldn't let me get quite as loud. It will let me get loud, but not quite as bad, so we'll cross our fingers. cross our fingers and hope to, I don't know, something. Hope to fly? No. Monitor, where are we going? Okay, that should work better. Okay, so back to the game. I'm just going to double check my sounds. Yeah, that would explain a lot. I'm getting my own sounds. I never should. Where do I want to show it to? Something I'm not really using. How about... Oh, headphones. There we go. That'll work. And I'm not using them right now, and I can hear them. So I shouldn't hear game noises when I first get in here. We do something that takes noise. You guys may hear it. Let's see, let's open a... Oh, yeah. I'm in the house I want to be in, but... Okay, exploding is not on the docket. I should be able to eat there. That's good. That's a good test. Okay, I'm not hearing that, which is great. Let's open up the game audio. And eat again. Well, I've got a delay. Not ideal. Now I know why I was doing it the way it was. Okay. So I'm going to mute my monitor of game sounds and turn it back on for me. Excuse me. There we go. Alright, so far so good. You might miss a wee bit here and there. At first, you're watching another. Though that's totally fine. Go ahead and do what you need to do. And multi-park if necessary. I was noting that I should probably go deal with the fact that I have a creeper outside my door. You know, very much not ideal. But today we're moving house because I decided that we have the lovely little village that we were poking around the last time. And I don't even know what level that's looking at. It's weird. Follow me, please. Thank you. Oh, I'm inside. That's why. Okay, so we have the village we were looking at. We keep coming back here over and over and over again, so I figured I would just actually take the spot on the hill. I've marked out a little bit with some cobblestone the base of the size of the building we used to have, so I figure we'll do all the living quarter stuff up here and put some of the more industrially Britannia stuff down here and out front there. I'm going to have to be careful to figure out where I can place the flower that is anti-mob, because I don't really want it to go, you know, killing sheep and villagers. That would be less than optimal. We may end up having to discontinue using it. Excuse me. But yeah, that's where the cookie crumbles. Good day to you, Zerk. Good day to you, Yellow. Welcome on in. Stream can hear sounds. Good. Yeah, I was worried that stream could actually hear double sounds. Where is... Oh, creeper boy. Hey, you. Come here. Come play. Come play. Come play in a spot where if you blow stuff up, it's not going to kill anybody. Well, it's not going to be a problem. Hello? Uh-oh. We have frame rate drops. That's not good. We have lags. That's really bad. Okay. Problem solved. So my outfit for the day, we're looking like a dope wearing Mana Steel. And yeah, it's better than the iron, but it looks really ridiculous. So, oh well. That's get what I'm all, right? Alrighty. So that's the plan for today, is moving from one location to another. If we get some stuff done to actually do Britannia, bonus, I guess. But yeah, I don't want to kill the villagers. That would be less than optimal. You can see I have a few sheep. Just a few. So I forgot to install Extreme Sound Muffler, which I will have to remember to put in because that is annoying. Do I have... Okay, I've got an axe in there. I don't have a shovel at all. Okay. Well, that's got to be remedied at some point. I have no idea what we've got for music right now. The Minecraft themed playlist just was not doing it for me. So I thought we would go to something else, a little bit more chilled out, relaxed. And the very first song was just not working for me either. So I switched it up, and now we're listening to some random playlist from Epidemic Sound called Happy. For whatever that's worth. Let's start by taking these guys. Excuse me. And I will probably end up having to move the lava farm, which is kind of annoying to do, but necessary, you know? Okay, this one. For some reason, remembering what to do with all my hotkeys is a little bit challenging today. Yeah, this one. Oh, I guess we're out of mana flower. Okay, that's fine. Excuse me just a second. Does this work? As you can see, still fighting that cold, so the voice will go in and out, and we'll just have to fake it till we make it, right? Alright, maybe I better start with that. I'm gonna have extra. Nope. Not that I'm aware of. Oh, what? That's the wrong one. This one. Not anything builder's wands. Although I'd put a bunch of quality of life stuff in the pack, I don't think I use builder's wands enough to remember to put that in. So yeah, oopsie. So what I'm going to try and do is take the important stuff, and we'll do a bit of to and fro for a while. Hopefully it won't take forever. So let's grab this, because that was new. And that we're going to need. Get them out of my inventory. You can go over here till I use you up. What else we got? Oh, I'm going to lose all that mana if I take it. Ooey. Okay, so what does it take to make a mana tablet? These things. Aha. Mana things I don't have. Wonderful. Okay, I don't have any pearls. I guess I'll use the diamonds. Why not? Okay, let's go this way. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay, well, I guess it's kind of a moot point then, isn't it? Oh. It's almost empty anyways. Okay, never mind. I went AFK a little bit, and I guess there was some mobs and stuff coming through. Alright, we can handle that. Things happen, you know. That back. And think this through. This one. This one. We need all... Oh, not those. All of these. Okay. You can go over there. What's in here? Sticks. Really, I should just take the works. That would be easier, rather than fussing over what I'm going to take. House might be nice. Okay, well, I'm going to have to start with this, because otherwise I'm going to have a whole ton of other buckets. What's in here? Yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. This is so inconvenient for you guys to be watching. Yeah, this one. I don't care. Way things I know how to put away. Excuse me. Can I get mana string out of that mess? Let's just see what it says. Yes, okay. Can I get 1. And that's it. Okay, well, that wasn't helpful.
Thank you for the 35
just
long
made a
months of
huge stack.
subscribing, fantastic Sherlock Fox.
Fantastic Sherlock Fox.
Fox, you're crazy. You're crazy that you're still doing that. Okay, let's move these down, those down, those down, that down. Wrong box. Oops. You gonna go up there? And that. Okay, well, this backpack, but we can. I don't feel comfortable backpacking that. How about crafting tape? Oh, it's in a lock slot. Okay, and let's see, what do I have locked? This one can go there. Let's take that out. Let's lock. Put this one up top. Don't need that. Do. Anything else? Okay. So basically, everything else can go. That one up. These. Wool? What did I have white wool for? Oh, from the sheep. Great. This one. Okay, those two. That. Oh, I'm locking them, not moving them. Hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, that can go in this. There. That's better. Sure. Okay, and then we just need to put, oops, a bunch of stuff. Let's put a bunch of stuff up there. Oh, this one. Hello, can you go? Thank you. Excuse me, a bunch of stuff. Okay. No shovels. What did I do? Why don't I have a shovel? Ah, it's probably because I ran out of iron. Okay. That would do it. I don't need a shovel at this particular moment in time, so I guess I can skip that. Alright, well, let's just consolidate and keep putting stuff together, I guess. Since that's not good for much of anything, let's just break it and take it. What's in here? Nope, in here. Okay, take all of that. Oops. Throw these on the floor. Take this one and this one. What am I doing? What? Shift? I want to drop these. Because if I drop these, hopefully my fancy little pouch will let me pick them up. Mostly? Oh, it's a mushroom. That's why I wouldn't pick it up. Okay, we'll put the mushroom in there. Great. Okay. This one again. This, that, this, there. Some of them are roots and things as well. What do we got? Okay. Oh, there's a petal. Okay, so we'll put the petal in here. And the Manastar flower. And that. And I think I have duplicates. Let's put the fruit out so I can get the flower up there. That's it. Alright. So that's this one done. Great. That down. There. Alright. So I think I've got most stuff because I've got a bed. What's in here? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, shush. Okay, so I've got a bed. That was all the precious items. We'll take all those. And the chest, because... There we go. I'm trying to figure out what's important to take. And that's important, and that's sort of important. Do I have space for these? Not really. That's okay. Backpack. Half a stack of this rock stuff. Or not, mostly. How about that? Backpack. Oh. And there, no. This is in here, yes. 2, 3, 6. There we go. Might I possibly need? Ooh. Go with those floors instead of the birch floors. So we'll need all 3 of those. Anything else in here? Diorite, granite for that. That's about it. So really it's these 2. What's in here? Oh, Alrighty then. Let's just grab the 2 furnaces and then get out of here for now. Because even with the backpack on, that's all I can carry. Hello? My furnaces, please? Thank you. Alright, I think that's it for round 1. Even though I don't have all the house stuff, I've got a couple of boxes I can dump these things in and then come back. So there's gonna be a little bit of to and fro. After dark. Great. Let's move those over here. Alright, now I've got a spot I can take the backpack off to. Crazy seems to suit you. Well, yeah, I suppose. Mer to you too. Mer. How about that? As far as breakfast goes, yeah, my breakfast was today was a granola bar, peanut butter themed granola bar I grabbed from the cupboard. Because me, organized? Nah. Not likely. I didn't bother making myself tea or anything, but I made sure my water bottle was full. Thank you. That's a bit of a delay on the pressure plate. It's not great. Let's just sleep. That's fine. Fox was apologizing for not making tea this morning. I'm okay with that. We're alright. Okay, so let's start by dumping stuff. We'll figure out where we put it later. Okay, go up there. This is locked in. Put these in there. Actually, I can use that now. Let's start with... So there's this kind of look, right? And I'm thinking of repeating something like that over here. Nothing too exciting. But I also wanted to have... I don't have a shovel. I'm not stopping for that. Okay. Let's not say we didn't. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Here. Okay. You. And you. And put that on this side. So that I have an empty slot to put my hand in. Right. Okay. Excuse me. Wow. Do I need any of these? Probably. I probably don't need that. Leave that behind. There. Put that one out of the way. I don't know why I'm carrying the wand, but that's fine. Next. Oh, right. I did not dump the backpack. Okay. Be everybody down. And everybody up. Okay, well, that didn't fit everything. That's fine. We will put them in this side. I have things from all of the mod, or like the mod and not mod stuff, all in the same place. Hello. I thought about naming the sheep, but unfortunately, that would take forever. And that ended up being attached to them, so... Besides, when there's that many of them, it's like saying good morning to absolutely everyone would be ridiculous. Well, it's not like saying it. It would be ridiculous. I'm also thinking that when I move the lava farm, then I'm really gonna have to be careful to make sure I fix the door, or like block the door before I put the cauldrons down, or we're gonna have villagers wanting to get in, which definitely means I have to get the flour out, right? So that's not great. On the other hand, I could just do the lava farm outdoors, which A, would save space, and B, the villagers could access it, and I might not have to worry about killing them. Not entirely sure. Okay, let's start with building materials. Actually, let's double check this. Do I have... Okay, that looks like it's going to be safe-ish to take down. What's up here? Okay, I might be able to take the building down without taking down the lava farm. That's... looks like it's doable. I have dirt. No, I do not. Alright, let's use planks then, I guess. I'm going to start with the roof. Corner. Door. Let's take this place apart. I think I have... Oh! Well. We're not going to get very far. Do what we can. Yep. Uh-huh. Should have guessed that one. I'm willing to bet I left my better axe at the other side. I did! Aha, we are axeless. That was an accident. And all my sticks are over there. Smart! And so is most of... Oh, lordy. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Smart. I'm doing real well today. Cobblestone. Right. Brainiac. Let's see what I've got. Okay. Really? Funny, it's one of those things where I thought I didn't have anything I need to prepare for, and turns out I was wrong. More than enough. Will do. At least get me enough stuff done that I can get a couple of crummy axes and start taking the roof off. And if that's not enough, at least it'll get me started. And I think I might have enough wood planks to be able to start doing the excuse me, start doing the walls. Excuse me. Wow. Yep, an accident. Exactly. When are they not hectic for you, Fox? Sorry, I'm just noticing he had said the day got a bit hectic for him. It's like, yeah, well, that's, it's always hectic for Fox. Just the way his workday works. As it wasn't even just because of work. I'm one who, unfortunately, does not take change super well. I mean, okay, let me correct that. Certain kinds of change. I'm not an on-the-fly kind of person. And this week, my daughter's been wanting to do things with her friends, and nobody can blame her. You know, like, kids kids do that. I mean, we did. Used to be an open door policy all the time, right? Just tell your parents where you are. That's all we cared about. And that's great. I don't mind. But Monday she needed a ride over to one friend's house and then a pickup. Oops. And then yesterday she wanted her friends over. But I'm one that likes to have a little bit of notice because we had a couple other things going on in the evening. Well, just one major one, but it was like soccer practice or something. And historically, when she's had friends over, she tends to have friends over right up to the wire. And I can't blame her in a big way. But I like to have some sort of notice in advance if she's going to be doing that so I can help plan my timings and stuff around that. When I know do certain friends need a ride, so I have to build that in for time, and so on. The other part of it is that personal opinion that's not actually shared with other people in the house is that I think we're in a bit of a very messy state. And while that doesn't necessarily preclude teenagers from having friends over, I just find that I personally think that we're not in a state where we're fit for seeing other people. But, you know, teens don't care. So anyway, it was just more the last minute thing. And she always starts with the, I apologize for the late notice, but. And it's, then says, and we're working on this project that it's better if we were all working on together. Well, yeah, I fell for that hook, line, and sinker, so I said yes. Told her all about, you know, got to be making sure that you've got time to deal with dinner and so on before your soccer practice and stuff. So please keep that in mind. And she did a good job of that. But it was still one of those things that kind of blindsided me. And I just got wound up with anxiety about that. It wasn't hindsight, you know, I don't know, whatever numbers you want to use. I'm just overly fussy about that stuff for no really good reason. But it was not contributing to the world's greatest headspace that was already brewing. So, yeah. One of those days. Oh, don't wash me off the roof, please. That would be very inconvenient. Here, do this. The only reason I had that anyways was because I was attempting to grow more dripstone. I had to think about that for a second. I was going to call them lava points, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like I used to say, you know, please make your plans a day in advance, right? Unless it was something where, as I said, generic open door policy. Like, I don't have a problem, but if it's going to involve me needing to drive you somewhere, then, oh, shush. If it's going to need me to drive you somewhere, then I want to know about it a day in advance so that I can work that into my timings if I have any timings. Normally, as Fantastic Sherlock Fox very happily will point out, in most cases, that I'm the one who doesn't have timings because I don't have a job that works outside the home. So, from my mental health headspace, that would generally fit with, you know, yeah, I don't really have any grounds. Whether I do or not is kind of irrelevant to the conversation. But I just prefer to have early notice. And growing up, I lived in a neighborhood where it had a relatively bad rep. And it wasn't that there were, you know, a lot of violence or anything like that. It was just there was a lot of immigrants and people that did jobs which would be considered working class, and they didn't have time for keeping nice, tidy yards and stuff all that much. I mean, there were some that did, but quite a lot didn't. And ours was one of those ones that did. And there was also quite a number of immigrant families and stuff who had their own various different challenges with their houses. So you'd go over to somebody's house and you could tell, you could easily tell as soon as you walked in the door, generally what nationality they were by the smells of the, or the lingering smells of the kitchen that, of course, when you live in a place, you wouldn't necessarily notice. So it's that sort of thing. And my mom came from a farming family. So for some reason, there was always an old-fashioned idea of just how tidy your house had to be before you could have people over. I am not a tidier. What that means is, like, I'm not the one who can go around the house and tidy up on behalf of others. Not to mention that, for good reason, I suppose, people in our house don't think organizationally the way I do, so therefore, when I do tidy things up on someone else's behalf, they usually get annoyed that I touch their stuff because they either assume that they won't know where it is, or, I mean, it couldn't even be an adult or a teenage thing to don't touch my stuff. But if they're not going to tidy it up, then we just end in a state that I felt was disarray. So, yeah. So anyways, all that to say that I invented stress that was probably unnecessary when my daughter wanted to have friends over. That, and as you can tell, like, if I've got a cold, I was freaking a little bit about what surfaces might I have accidentally touched and not remembered to hand sanitize first and all that sort of stuff, so that I didn't make any of her friends sick, because that's a huge no-no in my mind. So anyway, all that to say that, yeah, I invented a whole lot of stress, but I didn't feel that I had any right to say anything against the idea or the plan. There was no legitimately valid thing that should be in the way, because she actually did a good job of organizing herself and her friends, such that, like, the friend that would have needed a ride actually did have one to get over to our house and back. Her parent, I think it was her father, anyways, came to pick her up and like dropped her off and picked her up. So that was fine, you know, like, really it was a total hands-off thing. So I shouldn't have cared about it, but that's just, you know, where I was coming from. And partly because, one, kids will be kids, you know, teens will be teens, shove things wherever you can put them. And kids are in, whether I like it or not, they're in constant competition with each other. And it's not necessarily to be better than the other. Well, okay, it is. But it's not necessarily I beat you, I'm faster, I'm whatever. It's okay, well, if I'm, you know, less disorganized appearing than my sibling, I can get away with it. But they sort of leapfrog each other, the two kids. So one will be cleaner in one zone and one will be cleaner in another, or they'll have well, I was busy with blah, blah, blah kind of thing. And part of the reason they get away with that is, unfortunately, not just I did the same thing, I still do the same thing. So I've been on a big kick lately where, unfortunately, I've been seeing a whole lot of mess where there may not be legitimate reason to call it mess. And, yeah, it's not going over well when I say stuff about it. But there's been things that, you know, we talked about earlier that I wanted the kids to clean the room on spring break, and they sort of did. My son sort of did. I mean, my daughter sort of did. Of the two, frankly, I think my daughter in the end actually did a better job. Maybe I'll leave one. Did a better job of it than her brother. Because, it sounds weird for me to say that, but because he tidied up. And he got to almost all the places he'd been asked to. Like, all the spots that were really, really bothering me. My big bugbear, of course. His thing lately, my son's thing lately, after his foods class, was talking all about food safety. So he's extra fussy about food safety. So, of course, part of my argument about cleaning the room was hygiene. And they're not gross and disgusting or any carpet, you know, stains or anything stupid like that. And he doesn't bring food into his room and so on. But I was just saying, hey, you know, dust is unsanitary too. Let's clean up some of these spots so we can dust them. But the other piece, my bugbear, for some reason, is I've got it in my head about the whole fire safety concept. 2 exits from the room and so on. And you can't exactly easily exit one's room via a window if, to get there, you have to deal with the pain scale of 1 to Lego on the floor. So, we had him deal with that and clean everything up so he can at least get to the window, and he's done a good job of that. It's just that, I did the thing I'm not supposed to do, and apparently, according to the kids, and I would hesitate, I would stretch to say, and probably according to Fantastic Sherlock Fox as well, I opened the closet door. And things aren't falling out by any stretch of the imagination, but you cannot see the floor to actually get to the clothing racks at the back, which guarantees he will not be using them and stuff. So that was one of my little bugbears. But then the headspace I've been in lately, from a mental health standpoint, said, yeah, well, it's none of your business, so shut up. And that's not necessarily the world's healthiest situation. Excuse me. So I leave things like that be. You know, I mention it to the kids and say, yeah, you should probably take a look at your closet too, make it functional again. And I'm expecting exactly what I got. So, I mean, you know, it wasn't like I was going in naive. And yeah, he said, basically, what were you doing in my closet? And I said, I went to put something away and hang it up where it used to be. And it no longer fits. Like, it doesn't work. I can't get in. So yeah, that was not a good scene. And probably for good reason. Fox was on the same page. So take that for what it's worth. This one. But anyways, it's just one of those deals. But basically, I looked at it and... Oh, let's get rid of this. So anyway, all that to say that I got a little bit out of, from their point of view, out of line. I don't think that I was out of line, but that doesn't necessarily mean I wasn't, you know? And I've been trying to clean my office. I really like having, I shouldn't say a tidy office, but at least office where I can move around. Like, I'm a huge one for floor space. So I'm not quite sure why that bothers me so much, but I'm a huge one for floor space. I think I'm in the wrong, so just you know, starting with that premise. Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong on that, but one way or the other, it's a thing. It's a reality. And so I've been working off and on at cleaning my own computer room office, and next target is way backlogged laundry that's clean from my own stash in the bedroom, because I discovered let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably have enough stuff during season change where you can wear spring stuff, like summer t-shirts and stuff, and long sleeve sweatshirts and so forth. Between that and camp only equipment like long johns and so on, and some more lined pants and stuff that I would only wear for camping. Between the two of them, I probably personally own about 7 loads of laundry at this season in the shoulder stuff. So it's a darn good thing that almost all of it can be gotten away with wrinkly, because it is. It's been sitting there long enough. I think I have recently probably about 2 loads to be washed. They haven't been sitting there all that long. That's the stuff I've washed and then taken out of the... Some ADHD people jokingly call it the floor drobe, but it's not the floor in my house, it's the basket drobe instead of a wardrobe. So I've got to deal with that, but that's next. Yeah, closets and all that kind of jazz. Not closets, but yeah. So anyways, I'm looking at doing well, if I clean up my stuff and say, hey, I put in my 2 cents worth on the stuff that I actually have control of, can you please take care of the stuff that's yours? You know, that's my theory, and I think it's probably more than it's more just an arrogant theory. But we'll just have to see. Well, I discovered one of the things, like, we've talked about the fact that I have ADHD, and it's something I've learned within the last year, and it seems to be, as Fox has kind of put it, the flag cause for everything these days. Like it, and I mean, he's got a point to some extent, but when you find your people, or at least it feels like it, it's kind of like a kid talking about all their friends, right? You want to talk about your friend extensively, or your favorite video game. Once you find that, you want to talk about that extensively, etc., etc. But anyways, so how that fits in this scenario was just that I've read a bunch about, like, from researchers and stuff, about how ADHD people are horrible at tidying and cleaning. We are absolutely awful at it. And not that we do it badly, we just tend not to want to do it. But yet at the same time, we thrive better in cleaner, tidier spaces. The whys behind it are usually pretty individual in terms of messy spaces and what you're used to. I mean, yeah, exactly. Now, B, I just want to double check to make sure I understood your comment, the longer one, about the excuses. Now, is it excuses for getting things back to tidy or excuses for not getting things back to tidy? Because the way it reads right now is slightly confusing. It sounds like the things that might physically stop one from tidying up are the excuses for tidying up is kind of how it reads, and I'm a little confused. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we weren't a super duper tidy household, but there was what my mom jokingly used to refer to as country tidy. She lived in a prairie province with her family growing up, and there was that sort of old-fashioned country tidy. Now they didn't actually have, a separate sitting room and living room and all that sort of stuff. Although the dining room, because they had an eat-in kitchen, the dining room kind of became their sitting room, like the fancier sitting room area, just because it ended up with a lovely little rocker chair and stuff in there. And that was where, when I was a kid, as long as you weren't right in the middle of the floor, you were able to spread out things like jigsaw puzzles and train sets and whatever. Just had to make sure, once again, that there was a walk path. And then when Grandma said tidy up, you had to put it away. Like, not just keep it neat, put it away. And that's fine, right? Like, there's times and places, but it was her argument, which my mom went to, and I don't know if my dad just put up with it or what the deal was there. But they just simply said, ooh, ouch. Yeah, I wasn't quite... Nobody in my family had to deal with that as far as I'm aware, but definitely open hand business. Anyway, so all that to say that it rubbed off, right? And so for my house, even growing up, we had a situation where my mom said, if I cannot vacuum any square inch of this house when I want to, which is usually at least once a week kind of deal, then it is not tidy enough. Now, our rooms were probably... as long as we kept the floors vacuumable, other surfaces could be an absolute nightmare. I was not a spills kind of kid, but nightmare in terms of, like, surfaces and stuff, tidied, junk everywhere. But we all, once a week, had to dust our own rooms. So there was, like, a whole house dusting once a week. As far as complete room overhaul cleanups, I think we did them quarterly, more or less. But it was always this particular section where people came in the door if you had to visit, which in our house happened to be 2 doors just because of the way the property was designed, with the front and the back. But you always had to have it tidy enough that people could walk in at any time, and it wouldn't look super out of order. Like your closet had basically belched up its contents. And that's one of those ones where, in order to get tidy, you have to provide people a good place, a good opportunity to put things. So I'm guilty of expanding. My mother puts it, I'm like a balloon. I'll expand to fill the space I'm given. So as to the, front halls and stuff, our kids do the same, as all kids tend to do. And I am probably the worst kid in that one. So the front hall is no go. And if kids want to work in their own, mess, great. But if they're like balloons and expanding to space allowed it, then they end up expanding all over the house. That was one thing that was a bit of a no-no in our house growing up. So, yeah. I don't know exactly what Fantastic Sherlock Fox's situation was like for two reasons. One, and they're not excuses. They're just, yeah, it's a thing. But one was that I have because of my horrible memory ability, particularly right now, I don't know why I'm forgetting so much, but because of that, then he's told me many times what it was like at his house, and I just can't seem to get it to stick in my head. So, yeah. Not great. I don't know why I picked that up. That was kind of silly. Let's put that over here. Let's throw the door over there. Shop doors were decorative. I think that's about it. Did I get all... Okay, so I've got all the house. Right? Right. Mostly. Alright. And I have more axes. Okay. So I can start taking things. I don't think... Because I have the sleeping bag, I'll take the bed. I don't really need it. So let's put it over here. Yeah. That's what's this. Yeah, it sort of fits. Kind of, sort of, maybe. Alright, let's grab... What's in here? Nothing? Okay. Let's grab these. I didn't expect that. Okay. Let's move these two, then they won't do that anymore. These are going to... Ooh. These are going to drop. Yeah. You don't fault your mom so much. She really didn't know much better. Yeah. I can follow where you're coming from there. Yeah, I can follow that. It's really, while it's not your flavor or taste, so to speak, it's still a thing. I can see that. Okay, so that's fine. I can grab this one, do the same. All of them? Okay, good. And then this is empty. And that's empty. You know, I could eventually put the dirt in there. I think for now, I'll just throw this one in. Alright. Oh, I still have a backpack. Aha! Right, I still have a backpack. Okay, fine. Let's put these things in as much as I can. Oh, not those. Let's put that. This one in there, I'll keep that one. This one in there, keep that one. I think that's about it. Just put that in there. Because if I need to get the back or the sleeping bag out, I need space. Okay. So that's pretty full. Or not full, organized. Yeah, organized. Here we go. My gran used to say orgiized, which I thought was such a ridiculous phrase. And I found out years later she did it because she thought it was funny to the kids. We just thought it was how she talked about it. What's in here? Okay, that's empty. Oh, I have buckets, right? Yes. Backpack. The buckets. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. In here. Or not. And then I could take these out. Anything that will not burn me, right? Backpack. There. Where's the other cauldron? I always do things in 5s when I'm doing the lava farm combo. Because, or not, yeah, this thing. I always do it in a length of 5 because you can reach, 4.5 blocks for dealing with it. And that way, excuse me, I've got full length. Now, I mean, you don't usually get that far until you end up with mining boosts and such. Oh, inspectors showed up. Well, Sorry. No can do. Backpack. That can go up. That can go up. Those can go up. Sort. There we go. Alright. I'm just going to do my backpack out here. Oops. Now it's interesting, while the bed is convenient, I find it neat to note that that because it takes longer, because you have to put everything down every time, then it's probably the drawback that balances out the convenience. Okay. I don't have anything more to do except that and those two boxes, but the flooring will stack, so let's just dig a hole. Let's just make this hole. I know I had just plugged the hole earlier so I'd have a flat floor, but it's more a headspace thing in that case. And I will probably come back and fill in the rectangle holes later just because it bugs me to have them. But for now, steal the flooring. You'll get that other house built. Lava drops are dripping on my head. I can't actually really change the next line in that song because it doesn't make any sense. I don't know what lava drops have to do with a guy whose feet are too big for his bed. That'd suck. And clearly, either my bot didn't say anything, or I wasn't hearing it. I should have heard it. Interesting. Do settings. Yeah, everybody. Huh. That should have worked. I don't know. I don't know. I am monitoring the line that has bots and such on it, but I guess I didn't hear anything. Hasn't done any notifications. I noticed recently that it was doing the same stupid thing we had the other day for the microphone, where it was trying to put out on a default line, but it doesn't even know what default is. Like, there's no such thing as default. So that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's see. TTS. Gable D. Now that one says Gable D. I bet you it's in the action. Ads announcement. Bet that. This is just a test. This is not the truth.
Ads are starting.
Nope, I got
Dylan
ads.
will continue the conversation after the ads are over. Thank you for supporting the stream.
Thank you for supporting the stream.
Wow. I actually had to slow the speech down because it felt like it sounded like it was squirrel racing. But that one sounded like the guy, his voice didn't go any deeper, but the speed changed, like he suddenly got to be 80 years old or more. Weird. So that exists, but for some reason, it wasn't actually playing. Oh, yeah, that one... The reason for the double echo on that case was because my microphone doesn't know how to dodge for that. So what I'm going to do after stream, I do know about that problem, is set a little chime that starts before he starts talking. Hehe. Oh, that's interesting. That should have made noises to me as well. Jay, did you hear the stretch notification just now? Because that should be claims line C. No, okay. Weird. Okay. So yeah, something is really sick, and I don't quite know why. Because that would be coming out in claim line C, right? Because you claimed a thing, claim to redeem. And I've got it set to be output. And on the everything track and the overlays track, and it's not doing it, which is really odd. So I'm wondering... Yeah. Oh, I see flash faster than usual. Okay, output. Yeah, so it's saying it should be... Give me the correct track. Huh. Well, I swear this computer's got gremlins. I'll try and give it a reboot and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I may just have to, like, tell the computer to completely reformat itself. Last week when we were having problems, I chose to set it so that the computer would, excuse me, so that the computer would reinstall Windows in a way that was supposed to leave all my apps and settings for said apps intact. That was the plan. And I hadn't had any weird behavior since then, but I would say this qualifies as weird behavior. And yet, from the appearances during testing, it should have been fine. So what I think I'm probably going to have to do is also record a VOD. Not that I'm not listening to what you guys are hearing, but I'm going to record a VOD, just a test piece and see how it goes. I don't normally do recordings. I just let Twitch take care of that, but I think I'm going to have to. There's not much choice. Yeah, if the gremlins don't feed it after midnight and don't get it wet. But I mean, that's a computer for you, right? Don't get a computer wet. Kind of goes without saying. Okay, it's grabs flour. And I have inventory space somehow. Well, I guess I can take this stuff. Because it's got nothing to do with lava or water coming down on my head, so we're good. That. My spots where they fit? No. Okay. Alright. How much space do I have? Ah! Okay, I have a good amount of space in my inventory. Not that much. Oh, I might, actually. Take these. Take as much of that as I can. -1. And let's grab this barrel. There we go. Okay. I think that's about all I can take on this one. Her, to you too. Her. What? It's funny. But it's funny to me that the illagers, they like me now. I guess I should have left that flower down. It was almost like they were scared of the flower. Now they're following me into the village. That's great. I definitely don't want to start attacking them in the village because I don't want bad omen and stuff. That's just a whole kind of mess I don't want to deal with right now. Her to you too. I mean, the cacophonium would be hilarious, but it wouldn't have any effect. It would be kind of funny if you could actually use it as a defense mechanism for fun. I mean, as in if there was something... How did you... Never mind. If there was something that you could actually copy the sound of that those guys didn't like, so that when you put it... Excuse me. When you... Sorry, I'm a little distracted by the clogged throat. I don't know why it's bothering me, but it is. But yeah, so it'd be kind of funny to me if you could actually use that as a defense piece, so that when you make noises, like it backs them off or gives them some blowback or something. I do have golems in my village. I haven't clobbered them all. There's one there at the window, and I believe I passed another one on the way in. Yeah, there's a couple more down here. And one who's busy perusing the upper carrot patch. Oh, and there's another one in the middle of the slot. So we just don't have them down at the or down at the North Farm, which sounds kind of weird, but yeah. So we have some golems kicking around. I'm not sure why there's a guy up here. It's probably was created at the little marketplace and then he walked away. Oh, And you, sir, are probably trapped in a hole. I'll deal with that later. Okay. Haha. Introduce. You mean they don't like pillagers either? Ooh. Thank you. I didn't remember that, so this is good to know. What's this? This is... Okay, that... Do I not have any... Huh. I don't have any cobblestone. Alright. I've got 21 pieces. That's not going to be enough. Okay. Buckets. Nope, nope. Where's the lava? Lava can store my buckets, right? This, that, and that. I'm going to try and get reorganized later. Let's go with... Don't need those stone. Okay, I don't need hoppers and such yet. Extra food. Ooh, 3 and 3. 2.5 and 3. Well, let's eat up the apples first. Okay, backpack. Right, I just did that. Spruce roof. Dark oak. Okay. So 21 might not be enough, but I can probably yank some out of this back wall and the upper sections here, just so that we end up with a similar decor going on. Sweet! To know. Oh, excuse me. So what was our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What would I have the other one at? 11. I think it was 11 because we had... Let's see. So this will be a pillar. I'm not going to do the whole house this very second. I'm going to mark off parts of it. So that's a corner. 1, 2, 3. Where's my windows? Right, that'll be... So I like them in from the corners. So it'll be 1 here, window, window. This one, door. Another one. Window, window. 1, 2. There we go. This one and that one. Okay, and even if I go in the long side this time around, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull back part of this because I want to be able to get around the corner, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. And then I think it was 16 long or 17 long, something stupid like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and one is 17. 1, 2. Yeah, we can... That's okay. It's weird, but we'll make do. You know, one thing I find kind of would be fun, and I might have to see at some point if there's a mod for that, is to have a Minecraft mod where things like mossy stone and stuff like, or not mossy stone, like cobblestone and such, become mossy over time. That'd be kind of cool. This, that, this. Mow the lawn. Okay. Hold that one. Where'd you go? There we are. No, it's there, and that's my corner. All right. So I've got a rough idea what's going on here. Let's rip some out of this building. Oh, it's 2 blocks high. Haha. Well, that explains a lot. I do not like that Sam-I-Am, but I do not have the oak logs available in my inventory to fix that. Okay. Now I know. Oh, because we went up by 1. Aha. Okay. And I left all that jazz. And all that jazz. I left that at the other place. Okie dokie. Good to know. It's funny, it's like all the interior stuff, or almost interior stuff, is planks, and all the exterior stuff is stripped, more or less, like this. Okay, fine. We can always fix that later. But yeah, it would just be, would kind of be interesting if you put down regular cobblestone, and then over time, parts of it become mossy, and it sort of self-models, but hey, that's me being fantastical. Fantasy! Yeah, either vine touching it, it would turn, or, as I was saying, even if time... 1, 2, 3, yeah. Even if over time it would happen, like, because minor bits of moss would creep in through the ground, right? But I think that'd be cool. Particularly if you decided to put moss down, like blocks, that it would sort of creep off that. I can't seem to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I'm not seeing the lines very well. 1, 2, 3. Oops, I have to count the other side. So 1 there, and then 1, 2, 3, block. Did I have a spot in the middle? Can't remember. Let's do the back. So this one, 1, 2. That one, 1. There, 1, 2. And that one. Let's make this one solid. Okay. So we're getting closer. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I guess you would need one to restrict it over time if, and there's the rub, is the if we needed it. What? Oh. I know why I did that. Yeah, that would do it. This one, okay. Here. Sorry, not thinking too well. The if would be if you can't do anything with it, like if that prevented you from using it for other things. But if the designers chose to allow things to be made with cobblestone, so basically all the same things you can do with cobblestone now, if that became the case with all cobblestone, or whether it be mossy or not, then I don't think we'd have as much of a problem. I'm not sure about the crumbled cobblestone concept. I mean, I can see that from a damage point of view, weathered effect. But I do note that a lot of mods seem to like to bring it down to gravel mode, and given the size of a pixel on here, I can sort of see where you're going with, or where they might go with that. Ha ha. He wants my bed, I think. But you can't have it, sir, because you can't get up there. Ha 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 ha. And I'm going to do the same one on this one if I choose to put the lava thing inside. But we've got plenty of space to put it outside, so that might be smarter. Then I'm doing a lot of running back and forth, so I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I guess I can put that flower. Eesh. You're not loaded, so it'll be empty. And if I put it up top and start killing mobs, that would not be ideal. Let's not kill the mobs. That could be a good plan. But yeah, I usually use that format because it's, the villagers won't touch the gates, and then you can get in and out. It's just that usually I thought that the wood plates were faster. They're not behaving very fast today, so I don't know what's going on. I'm willing to bet this sort of conversational stuff is probably partly why I've got a golem up here. I'm not bothered by that. I'm close enough to the village without actually being in the village as such. Hey, they built the building. There was no workstation in there and no beds. I put the beds in there that we took out recently. So I don't know why they're coming up here, but that's all right. What was I wanting? Not having cobblestone is actually confusing me. Okay, let's get this thing built. Do I want 1, 2, 3, 4? Let's try that. So this will come up. That, I think that's what we had, something like that. And then that one, so that'll be 3, 4, and then we come across this way with it. So I think I've got this going that way. And the beams were not seen from the outside. They were only seen from the inside, if I remember correctly. Come on. Backwards bridging is weird because you don't end up going really far if you've got the shift key held down. Right here. This one. There we go. Come on, let's go. Forwards bridging is the same too, though. As long as you keep yourself from falling off things, you can go one block at a time, which is really pokey, but useful. Okay, this one. Excuse me. I almost didn't stream today. That's part of why I was a little bit late starting, was that due to a very bad headspace crash last night, I had taken a sleeping pill, and although I was awake, my brain was not really firing on all cylinders this morning. And the critic was super loud, so I decided, okay, let's see if we can do this. And if it wasn't working out, you know, we'll bail. But turns out I didn't have to bail, so that's all good. Okay, we made it all the way around. That looks weird to me compared to the other side. I don't know why. I think it's because of the cobblestone bottom, but we'll see what we do about that. Gosh. How much faster would I go down this way? In solo worlds, we don't have much choice for speed. That's another one of those quality of life mods things that I'm fairly certain somebody has done that I have not picked up. Yeah. So, Jay says she's got the feeling she's seen something similar before, where you put a barrel of water of cobblestone and it changes over time. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. Oh, on. Ha ha ha. I actually have to read, you know? Reading is not overrated. You're glad I tried. What did I try? Oh, tried to stream. Yes. Yeah. Well, there was something I was watching, and I don't know. I'll have to look more into it to find out if there really is science behind it or not. Okay. How did this thing... Try to figure out, how did I end up being 2 blocks smaller the last time? That's kind of odd. I am very puzzled by that. Yes, exactly, sir. I know that this does not match that. That's a whole different kettle of fish. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Let's throw that in there. Oh, that's gonna be... Actually, I think that's gonna be solid. Let's go up here. Pull this one out. Oops. This one. Pull that one out. And then this part can be solid. Now I know why I was doing what I was doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And that leaves... Right. Now I know why it was an even length. And we are two blocks big. The reason it was even is because when you think about the way I had the furnaces set up in the smelter system, that's an even-sized layout. It's not an odd-sized one. We've got a double chest at the top, and then there's like a row of 4 kind of in the middle with 2 furnaces and 2 hoppers, so it's an even look. And the rest of this, if I build it on an odd, it's, well, odd. Odd, as in unusual. Yes, huh. So I'm going to alter this front section. And just bring it back by 1. And I'll probably end up regretting it long term, but, you know, for now, okay, that can stay. And this one will go here. Oh, I almost hit the right mouse button, which would give us the stripping of the logs, which is not what I'm looking for at the moment. But I'll probably end up doing a lot of just color tone changing to the auto-generated house, which means that we're going to end up with it looking different than the village anyways. At least that way it'll be a 1-for-1 replacement, so the look, or not look, the shape will be the same. The look will be similar-ish. Probably, yeah, we'll see if I need it 2 blocks high. I'm not sure if I want to go up for the porch on that one. Probably. There we go. Okay. So that one here. And now I know why I did what I did. All right. And then this will be 2 blocks in. 1, 2, 3. If I do the math. Okay, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's just the right size for the smelter in the middle. Okay. And if I want it to be 6, so there's a block on either side, so I can push the window back, that works too. It doesn't really matter. Okay, that one. Hello? I went around the end. There. Doesn't really solve the shortage of cobblestone, but I can deal. So we've got window, space, this one, window, that. Okay, so there, 1, and okay, this, that, there, here, 2, 3. Okay, yes, yes. All right, let's just get this part done again. I mean, the other thing I could do is clobber a golem or 2, make some iron doors, and then take off the porch section. But I kind of like that thing. It's dumb usage of redstone, like absolutely ridiculous, but it somehow feels good because it's not something that auto-generates and you see very often. Ah! And there are a lot of people that prefer to do buttons. I mean, I could still do a redstone with an iron door. It's just that I have to use a button or a lever or something rather than the pressure plate, unless I do exactly the same fencing I've already got, so there's no real point. I might even do, yeah, that. Okay, so could be onto the roof copying. It's not critical compared to the housing. Let's see, what do we got for time? 47? Sure. Okay. So to put a door in here, that roof feel high enough? Because, I mean, I've got an opportunity, right? If it doesn't feel high enough, then I can make it higher, but I think I... Do I want to leave it? Oh, I got 2 more. Beats in here. 1, 2. And let's get the window. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oops, what's this? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it'll be here. This one. 1, 2. 2, 3. There. There. Okay. Yeah, because I have an opportunity to make it even taller than the old one. But I'm not sure if I really want to. Where is... Let's use these for scaffolding for now. And what's this? We'll go there. And here. Let's just get this puppy done. So, up. That way. Up. Watch me find out as I get to the top that this place is bigger than the old one. That's okay. And I should probably put this shield away if I don't need it. Right? Because it's ugly. Here, put that there. Alt. Lock in the shield, lock in the flower pouch, leave the space for the torches. Okay. It's sort. Alright. Where are we? Central. This is the center. Alright. Come here, buddy. This one. There we go. And then how do I... Oh. How do I... Oh. There you... You know, that's not helpful. the O part of it. I think it's that one. Nope. Nope, certainly not. Nope, nope, definitely not. There's my Garrick Ollivander for you for the day. I'm just curious. For those of you in chat, or wherever you may be, aside from me yik-yakking on about it, how many of you were aware of a television program called Reboot? Just kind of curious. Engaging it as a potential theme, a build theme. But if people don't know about it, then I'm not as sure if I'm going to do it. It was definitely a Canadian-made show. Never heard of it. Okay. Okay, well, the long and the short, and I will keep it short. It was a very computer-themed show, so it came up in the 90s. It was done in the 90s. Computer animated thing, which seemed early. Okay? And, yeah, Yellow, it might have been the last time I yik-yacked about it. But the long and the short of it is, the premise is you have almost everything taking place in, I believe it was a place called Mainframe. And like the town was called Mainframe, and it had some people that looked kind of people-ish, like people-shaped, except they were weird colors. So our main three characters, we had, hey Motan Mickey, good to see you. We had Bob, who's our main character, and I can't remember what his last name was. I'm trying to remember, I think he had a last name, but I can't guarantee it. Anyway, the other characters were a young kid named Enzo Matrix. I'm not sure what Enzo refers to, but that, oh, whoops, I had the run key, not the other key. So Enzo Matrix, who's a kid, I think he starts out about like 10, but he's definitely a pain in the butt. And his older sister is Dot, and yes, Dot Matrix, that's her name. And she runs Dot's Diner. And it's the town, aside from these 4 or 3 weirdos, it's all full of what they call binomes. So they're very blocky characters. It's like a couple of blocks stacked one on top of the other, with arms and legs, and sometimes 2, sometimes 1 eye. So if you think about it, they look kind of like often gray and Minecraft-ish cubic versions of, yeah, versions, I guess is probably the best way of putting it, of what's the word? Again, sorry, I'm trying to find the center and I think I'm off. Versions of minions, that's what the word I'm looking for, little yellow minions. They're not as dumb as minions by any stretch of the imagination. They actually have their own lives and their own families and their own kids. And yeah, kid binomes are hilariously tiny. It's kind of silly. So anyway, but Bob's job, he's what do they call them? There's a word for it. I just can't remember what a moment is. But basically his task, his job is to mend and defend. And what the big threat to this town of Mainframe, I mean, they have a couple of villains that are always causing problems, but the major threat to this town is the user. So you, me, anybody else who plays games. They cause games to be, like, incoming game is a very common thing you'll hear. And they cause games to come in and ruin the world, so to speak. Basically, if a user wins a game, then the part of the town that was underneath the game cube that comes in, so it's a big pink, I don't know, kind of like actually the swirls look a lot like a Minecraft portal in terms of color and design. It's not really swirly, but it's very like a sparkly kind of thing. And if the user wins the game, then the section of the town where that game had come in basically gets destroyed, and there's injuries, and they had never really talk about fire, but I mean, they have emergency vehicles and stuff that respond as though it's been, you know, fire, police, and all that kind of jazz. Which is funny because those vehicles are also staffed by binomes. Like, they have jobs and things too. And so you'll see them wearing their various funny outfits as they go by. So Bob, and frequently Dot, who helps him, if you get underneath the cube as it's coming in, whether it's a binome doing so or any of the other characters. Not Bob Reen, no. Bob is silver hair, blue, I would say almost a jumpsuit, but it's kind of like a top and pants that match. That's the slabs for the top. Anyway, but if you get underneath the cube, you end up in the game. And the game will assign you, an outfit, a role, but you're a sentient NPC, right? And so the idea in the series is that the characters in the game need to try and beat the user, so force the user to lose the game, so that they can save that part of the town. And these cubes come in repeatedly. So Bob and Dot go in, and then fairly quickly into the series, Enzo, the younger brother, gets sick and tired of getting left behind. He wants to help too, so he gets himself in the games, and there's always the drama about whether or not he should be there because he's just a kid, yada yada yada. And he basically idolizes Bob. He wants to be like Bob. So over the course of the series, you start to see Enzo getting trained up, whatever that is, to be a defender like Bob. But when the characters need to find out what suits they've been assigned and roles in this game, then they all have little logos on their chest. That's a circle, and then in the center there is two triangles back to back to make up like a diamond shape. So one on the top, one on the bottom, and the circle is often like opposite colors to the two squares, or sorry, the two triangles. It's kind of a tough thing to explain. I mean, it's a simple concept, but just I'm not explaining it well. But they have to double tap on their badge and say reboot, and then that reboots them into whatever their outfit or character for the game is. So basically, I think everybody has the logos, but I'm not entirely sure if it's that or if it's just the characters, like our humanoid characters. There's also a character that they have coming up. The city does have like a city hall, which is also like an archive of information. And it's run by a robotic looking guy he's not a binome shape, and he's a heck of a lot smarter than the rest of the binomes. He's sort of I think they modeled him after like an Asian wisdom character. He's got a strange voice, but I'm trying to figure out how to say it. It was a time where being very slightly racist was perfectly acceptable in character creation, and I expect that to some extent, because they never said anything that could be generally construed as racist, that Fong was okay. But yes, that was his name, Fong, and I think it was Phong. But he runs the archives, and for practical purposes, he's the mayor, but there's no voting or anything like that. I think they actually do have a mayor binome who doesn't really do a whole lot in the series. But, so Fong basically can sometimes be, like he gets to give advice on various different things, or try various different things. And I mean, as the series progresses, all the characters, of course, evolve a little bit in terms of character growth and such. So I'm not describing it well. The major villains in this series are also computer named. the biggest pain in the neck is a robotic-looking guy called Megabyte. He's got, like, it's kind of like the shape of if you see a bodybuilder male, like a human, of course, bodybuilder guy who's got, you know, big legs, big torso, big arms, but then it's all sort of robot. It's not quite RoboCop look, but triangle shape. Anyway, so he's got that thing going for him, the big, massive chin, almost Travolta style, and so on. But he's also got a weird ability. So he's got legs, but he's also got a weird ability where can disconnect his legs and connect himself to what's in essence a slightly floating mobility scooter, I guess? I was going to call it a wheelchair, but mobility scooter. And that's sort of how he gets around. He's got two ridiculous sidekicks. So sort of, if you guys are familiar with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they had Bebop and Rocksteady who were kind of dumb. Yeah, these ones have two little ridiculous side henchmen, and their names are Hack and Slash, which of course is once again another bad set of computer jokes. And there's tons of computer jokes all through this thing. But Hack and Slash are utter buffoons. Just the way Bebop and Rocksteady were utter buffoons. Yeah, this place must be bigger. I think I must have made it bigger. Oh well. So because Hack and Slash are utter buffoons, of course our team are always defeating them. And what... Crab and Goyle. Yeah, pretty much. There's... One of the things that's very unique about this world is that they communicate... Why not have... Oh, phooey. Okay, I'm gonna have to make more spruce planks, or go get them from the other place. One of the... Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So the point for the villain, and generally the same thing for the other villain, which I'll explain in a minute. The point for them is that they want to basically take over the world. You know, like that's how things work. The idea basically is Mainframe is a town, but then somehow, somewhere, there's going to be or is a way to get to the supercomputer. Now, Megabyte is actually a virus. So what he wants to do basically is control the town, and then there it is. Oh, I don't have... that's not good. I don't have spruce. He wants to control the town, and then from there be able to leap off and infect the supercomputer, which apparently is sort of the mythical central of all things. Let's grab that, because it's not those types of blocks. Yeah, I don't know how else to really explain it. So his goal is to infect the supercomputer, which is basically his way of taking over. For all intents and purposes, that he's not going to be able to do it. Right? There's just one of his plans, of course, is to try and foil Bob and his friends from being able to get into the game, because the local binomes in town do not have the skills. Like, they just suck. They're comically minion style terrible at things, and so they definitely don't have the skills to be able to beat the user at the game. So he tries to do that because he can destroy the town, right? But then another part of it is sometimes he actually gets himself involved in such that he finds a way later on in the series, he finds ways to infect the games so that they don't behave as they're supposed to. Bob has a tool with him that he calls Glitch. And Glitch kind of has access to not just the archives that Fong controls, but he has access to a lot more information. He's got access to the net. So Bob comes from the net. And the net, of course, being the internet, right? And so Glitch can find out information, which means that he can, or he, I'm saying it. Glitch is looks like a cogwheel or a gear, and he lives on Bob's wrist. And only Guardians, that's the word I'm looking for. Bob's a Guardian. Only Guardians get to actually use glitches, like, or something similar to that. Because they're not all named glitch. But yeah, only Guardians get to use a device like that. So Dot doesn't have one. Enzo doesn't have one for a very long time. Yeah, it's kind of, well, in a way it's Wreck-It Ralph-ish, yeah. I hadn't thought about it that way, actually, now you think about it. Wreck-It Ralph came much later. So, the other villain related to this, who, I don't know if she wants to infect things, she's a virus as well. But to some extent far more interesting. And I forgot about the communications thing, but she is very much goes by she, but it's how do I put this? A slim lady. If you think about pictures of what people have shown of Seven of Nine in Voyager, in Star Trek Voyager, or I don't think I think of any others. Kind of like the whole leggings fad with a matching super tight top kind of thing. But anyways, that's the tight look you're going to see for Hexadecimal. She's got the back of her head seems to have like flowing. She always wears a short cape. I don't get why, but the back of her head also seems to have like flowing, almost streamers, but they're sort of like fixed in place, like the wind blew them back and they just got stuck or something. And oh, hey, I can do this. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, good. So she has, her face is a mask, like quite literally. It looks like a mask, like a white mask, but she can change like her expression. It's kind of like if emojis got stuck, I guess you could say. What was I looking for? I was looking for, oh, okay. It's like if emojis got stuck, I guess is probably the best way I can explain it. And so she will talk, but she has no mouth movements when she talks. So yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but her face will just repeatedly move or freeze, but it's always showing what she's thinking or feeling. So you'll see happy faces, sad faces, happy with like sharp pointy teeth, so sort of almost a stereotype I'm feeling evil kind of face. And her little sidekick hench thing is even more useless. Basically, it's her pet that hangs around with her. She's got a little pet with a face and a tail. It looks sort of like a cat. Like a one-piece blob cat. But its name is Scuzzy. Yeah, it's bizarre. She seems to have almost like witch-esque magic powers for her, and for some reason she can control what they call the nulls. So if a game ruins a part of the city of main, yeah, I guess it's city now I think about it. If a game ruins a part of the city of mainframe, then all the binomes in there get turned into nulls, which look like slugs. You know, neon colored slugs. Yeah. Not super useful.
Thank you for the raid, Wolfen98, and welcome to your 6 viewers
hey,
too.
Oh, I guess I'm overtime. Oh well, it's Wednesday, whatever. Welcome on in, Raiders, welcome. So I'm just nattering on about Reboot. Why? Because I can, I guess? Never really thought about it. So yeah, welcome. You're welcome to drop in. There we go. Do I have a drop button? Used to. There we go. Maybe. Or not. I guess I can't drop today. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah. Where am I here? So yeah, it's a bit of a strange TV series. These days, a lot of stuff like that in the movie industry, or whether it be in the television and so forth, it's often computer animated on Apple machines, like on Macs. But this one was actually animated on Silicon Graphics machines. Good old SGIs. Love it. But anyway, and it was made out of Vancouver. Here, let's go this way. So there's not a whole lot to tell in that respect. I'll probably put a window in here later. I need torches, right? Do I have some? Last thing anybody wants is to have goobers like zombies and stuff show up in here. Okay. Let's put 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, so anyways, the whole point to me nattering on about that, excuse me, is I was thinking about it recently as a build theme for Minecraft because, you know, the biomes are so square, a lot of the building places are so square, except for, I mean, the central, what do they call that thing? I'll have to look it up. But the central place that holds the archive where Fong basically exists is a sphere, but everything else seems to be very square, and there's a lot of square references and square jokes and computer jokes and lame stuff. But it was all designed, animated, whatever, in Canada. And years ago, when I was a teen, my father was a member of the local, sorry, I almost said the city, the local Macintosh users fan club. Yeah, users group. And is this? Do I have doubles? And I am looking for something I don't know how to find. These. There we go. So we actually had a visit from what was it they called themselves? Mainframe Studios, I think. And they actually got to show us a couple of scenes from the TV show before it was finished. So that was kind of neat. It wasn't even episodes from the pilot. It was actually episodes from, like, I think it was supposed to be the second or third series. Yeah. But I grew up on Macs. Wasn't until high school, tail end of high school, I got my first PC, and that was because I was going to need one for college. So it was interesting, but we were part of this Mac users group, so they got to come and show us some stuff from the episodes before it ever went to television. It's the kind of thing that I think would be very much Nickelodeon content these days. But in the last year, there's been a fan interest that was quite notable. So, because of I can't remember what year, is it 30 years? Oh geez, I feel old now. An anniversary anyways. And I don't know if it was 30. But an anniversary. And so there was a small documentary series brought out called Reboot Rewind, talking about the Reboot series and a lot of behind the scenes elements and so on and so forth. And in with that, they discovered that mastering this or remastering this thing was not really gonna happen because I don't want wood in the ground. That just looks awful. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't going to happen easily, anyways, because like a lot of things, you know, stuff often gets written over. But in this particular case, it was actually more that I'm gonna need a shovel. Fiddle faddle. I spent the cobblestone. Great. Not smart. Well, anyway, I'm gonna grab this. Distraction City. What did I want? I was coming in here for something else. I know that was one piece. Anyway. Right. This way for now. So, all that to say that I didn't have a PC until then. Oh, backing it up. Ad starting in a minute. Ooh, Nike bananas. go this way? Yeah, that'll work. So the one piece I didn't mention that I kind of thought was fun, one of my favorite parts about the series, was that the whole, like, all of the characters, they communicate instead of a phone. It's all, they're talking about, you know, the whole video phone concept was really popular back then. So they, in their future quote unquote world, there we go. In their future world, there was, they felt there was going to be floating video windows. So that's what happened, is everything looks like a Windows window, like a computer window with the little closed box type thing or whatever at the top. And so they would actually have like the floating head, almost Zoom kind of look, and as you're talking to other people. But they could reach you anywhere. I think later on they let them be in games, like inside the game, but I don't think that was a thing early on. And I had a plate. So do I have a gate? I don't have a gate. Okay. So where did I put the sticks? In here. Okay. I can't remember. It's just lost track of that one. A train has left the station. And I forgot to put nuts. Yeah, that's what I forgot. So I forgot to put in my mod I talked about last week, where I can scroll things to be able to get what I want out of the bundle. That would be nice, but what about it? It's 2. Oh, right, I can do it with this. Haha. 1, 2. This one. There. Haha. There's my cheesy shovel. I forgot I could do that. So, but yeah, so I liked Reboot a lot. I liked a lot of the really bad jokes. But at least it lets me know that if I do go down the road of making that a theme, I can get rid of some stuff I don't need. I don't know why I'm carrying it. But if I do go down that road of that as a theme for building in Minecraft, then I know that people here will not necessarily understand it. Which is fine. But I just have to be conscious of that and be aware that I may be re-explaining things 20 times. Better to look unique, which would be a first for me, but I suspect that I won't be quite that disingenuous to the material. Okay, over here, I need a gate, right? Yes. Ah, not capital. Doesn't really make any difference, but it's on spec. There we go. 1 gate. Perfect. Okay, you can go here. 2, 3, 4. This way. Yay. Okay. Problem solved. That one's done. And where's the other 2? There. At least I can kind of see where my window's going to be. 9. I only got 9. Okay. Fine. Let's start with the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess I can get the back wall. 5, 6, 7, 8. That felt longer than 3, just because of warping perspectives, I suppose. All right. I'm well over time. Let's go get the rest of the place. What did I want? Something I wanted. Oh no, out spruce. That's what it was. Oops, not that. Nothing here makes any sense in terms of sorting. So yeah, there's that. There. What's in the backpack? Nothing. Okay. Excuse me. Stuffy nose. All right. Yeah. That's what I was going to do. That's why I wanted the shovel. Okay. I have to remember what I'm up to. That's it finished. Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, I will give them leeway to say at least they're using FaceTime. The one that gets me, and I don't understand it, there's people walking down the street having a speakerphone call. Like, quite literally, they're on their speakerphone. Oh, alrighty. Well, that was totally not ideal. Okay. All right. Less than optimal. Totally less than optimal. Don't be standing on the floor when that happens. Right in the corner, of course. Let's do this from back here. I'm going to oh. I was going to say, I'm going to assume those are not really recoverable. Oh. Now that I see it, I hate it. When customers come to the checkouts on their phones, yeah, for sure. People will have speakerphone conversations, right? Now, two things occur to me on that. One, sorry, but, you know, first off, I don't want to hear it. But second, even if I did, okay, even if I did want to hear it, I really don't think in the vast majority of cases they even bothered to ask the other person if speakerphone was okay. And whether or not that other person didn't want to have the whole world hearing them. Right? And I don't understand why they can't just put the phone up to their ear. Then there's the weird halfway on this one, where people will wear earbuds, where you can see the inline microphone, no problem. And then they will still talk on their phone. As though it's a speakerphone. I don't get this. It makes no sense. So, I don't know. But yeah, that's the short version. It's why walk around talking on your phone like that. If you've got, you know, earbuds and you're not wearing, like, we have a multicultural neighborhood generally around here. It's not like the multicultural I grew up in, but we have multicultural, so we see people walking around with headscarves and whatever. Okay, if you'd rather wear earbuds because they fit around your headscarf, fine, no problem with that. You know, that's cool. But for those that don't, the same question applies. Why? You know? The other one I found funny was there was one, I snickered. Thank heavens they didn't hear me. So I'm just trying to decide what flooring. I guess for expediency reasons, I'll go back to the birch flooring just because of the contrast. Didn't have to. Maybe I did. But for expedient reasons, I'll do that. Anyway. But yeah, we have multicultural neighborhoods. They walk around with that. I can follow. Nobody wants to hear your conversation. I just find that sort of odd. Well, that's actually, it's an interesting point that you say that, because Fantastic Sherlock Fox, when he works from home, used to go for, and now this weather's turned good, probably will again, go for an awful lot of walking meetings, as we call them, where he will put on his Bluetooth headset and go for a walk and be talking to his phone, like his work phone. But the Bluetooth headsets we buy tend to be fairly small, so if you're not on the same side of him as the headset, you don't see it. And some people in the neighborhood, like when I used to pick up my daughter or son at school, I mean, I haven't had to in a while because they're just now old enough to be walking home by themselves. So the school doesn't care. But when I used to pick them up all the time, I would hear from the other parents that there's this funny guy who walks around in a trench coat in the neighborhood, and he seems to always be talking to himself. For some reason, it would never occur to them he might be on a Bluetooth phone call and they just couldn't see the headset. But yeah, he got the reputation for walking around talking to himself. I think it's kind of funny, but really it's not. Part of it is because our neighborhood does have an individual who actually is having issues and does talk to himself, but he uses more the stereotype stuttering type of talking to himself, and he'll argue with himself and have different, like, he'll be both sides of the argument though out loud. So it's like he doesn't have an internal monologue, so when he's arguing with himself you hear both sides of the argument, where Fantastic Show Fox is nowhere near like that. So it's just funny. But when we used to years ago walk, like, he'd be working from home and we'd walk for coffee after dropping the kids off at school in the morning, there'd be a lot of times he'd be on a phone call, like a Bluetooth phone call, and he didn't care if I heard it or not, and I frankly didn't care whether I was listening or not, you know. But I would try and stay on, like, walking alongside of him, so that even if some people saw us, they might assume that he's talking to me rather than, you know, talking to the air or something like that. Only once did I ever get verbal backlash for that. It hisses a lot of bone conduction. Like, it's got a big headset that does have a boom mic on it. He does have one like that, so we see that in the house more. But when he went out, he used one that was the smaller ones are bone conduction, and often noise canceling and whatever. So noise canceling is a huge deal, because then some of the people in his company who wouldn't be necessarily comfortable with the fact that he was outside taking a walk while talking to them would have understood the motion, thinking that he's, possibly just pacing or something in the way that your voice modulates that way. But he, what do you call it? Yeah, it doesn't get seen. So it was just kind of funny. But I once had backlash. That's part of why it was just an image thing. I'm a very, if you guys hadn't noticed already, I'm a very much overly sensitive person because I had a lot of negative image reactions when I was younger. So, I'm going to cut out the floor again when I put the mana thing in. Okay, do I have dirt? Did I bring the right flowers? I do not believe so. No, I don't have any of the hydrangeas. Okay, well, let's grab the stairs. Make it that one, and let's see where I can put. Where did I put? Okay, backpack. I thought I had looking for trapdoors, and I can't seem to see them. I had a bunch, and I do not know where I put them. Not in here. So, not in there. Let's get these few put down inside. Let's flip the room compared to the last one. So we'll go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one will be the trapdoor. And there will be water all through here. Okay. I know I'm going overtime. I will not go any longer than the top of the hour, guaranteed. And then we will head on out after that. There's been a lot of rambling today. But one of the reasons, I'll back it up. One of the reasons I was rambling and thinking about the reboot reboot program as a base concept for building in Minecraft is that there's a lot in that world I can do that would fairly easily lend itself to squares. But one of the other perks to my mind can stay there. One of the other perks to having the excuse me, the games in the world, incoming games and so on, is that I can blend other themes in, because I can just pretend that, lore-wise, pretend that there is a game. Oops. Do I have other? I do. I can pretend there's a game with whatever the theme is. So, for example, oops. If I wanted to build, I could use the Beatles theme again if I needed to, but if I wanted to build something else along those lines, then I can, oh shoot, I'm gonna lose these, darn it. Oh well. I can just make a game of that theory, or that theme. Ooh, did I get it or not get it? I don't know. Nope, that one's... Ooh. Did I get all 5 of them? Yay! All good. Okay, so let's get these out. 1, 2... Ah! Interesting, so I missed a spot when I was putting them in. Okay, well, good to know. So I can grab one from here. Then I have 5 for that. Actually, I guess I can take this whole pile down. Right, yes. Lava being dangerous. Let's put them all in here. Box up there. Okay. So, but that allows me to come up with other themes. So if I, for some reason, get bored doing one thing or... Shush. What? Bored doing one thing or another, then I can actually switch it up a little bit. I have extra picks. I do not. Okay. So when the pick goes... I need to make another one. And of course I took... Yeah. And of course I took the crafting table and dumped it in the other location. Fantastic! You know, sometimes I don't think. Alright. Lose these, probably. Ooh. I did not expect the water to roll. That's fine. Yeah. So for example, in the TV series for Reboot, there was an episode that was very much like a Dungeons and Dragons type theme. And we had, I think Dot got stuck as a sorcerer. I think Enzo was some sort of like elf archer or something. And then Bob got to be the hands-on fighter. And every once in a while, they get another character stuck in with them. And in that particular case, it was Mike the TV. You'll learn more about Mike the TV as we go, but suffice to say, he's really, really annoying. He basically is like a television. And the idea with that is that he most of his stuff, he tries to be funny, but he's like a comedy channel. Like a comedy channel. Yeah, there we go. So he's a comedy channel of sorts. And a lot of people don't like Mike. A lot of people in the show, the characters in the show don't like Mike. He's kind of annoying. They sort of wish he'd go away. But he has his purpose in the storyline, of course. But Mike shows up and he's trying to be helpful, and yeah, he's not. Very much not helpful. But at one point, he does an ad where he's trying to sell you like a late night television show, or late night shopping channel. He's trying to sell you a bucket of nothing. That's only $99.99. But they decided that they were going to have... There's a point at which poor Hexadecimal, as annoying as she is, something happens and she's not herself. So semi-comatose, I guess you could say. And so they decided that somebody needs to babysit her. Just, you know, make sure she's okay, need anything. And so they assigned that job to Mike. He annoys her so much that she gets her happy, evil self back very quickly. So, yeah. Mike is unique. Do I have anything? Okay. What am I carrying? This. Am I carrying anything for another? No, I have no wood. Okay, well. Then lacking a crafting table. Do I have any... Okay, well, let's see. I need... What do I need to make this work? I have all the stuff I need at the other end, okay. So, I guess it's a matter of just deciding what to fill up on. And get out of here. Put that down. Pouch, bundle. What's locked in place? Okay, those are locked in place. Bundle. Sticks. Let's put the buckets in there. Oh, I guess it didn't fit. Fine, we'll just go with it. All of it. Sure. Uh-oh. That's not good. Without a pick, well, I might destroy this, but we'll see what happens, I suspect. Alright, well, I guess that's a thing. I have a feeling I destroyed that one. What a shame. I can make another, but it's still a shame. Okay, in here... Let's see, for Britannia purposes... Okay, let's grab a spruce sapling, because I clearly need more spruce wood. Let's grab some random seeds. I know we can get more, but that'll do. Anything else I need right now? I have baked potatoes at the other end. I'm right next to a carrot patch, so I think this is fine. Okay, check. Backpack. Any slots left? Okay, let's put Acaphonium and decorating your home thing. Rather useless stuff down there. That, we have 3. Let's go with... You didn't see that. 1, 2... At some point I'm gonna have a chicken farm. Maybe. I guess that's it. That's really... Let's take those saplings then. Why not? They stack, right? Alright. I think that's everything. Because everything I need this round. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Hello, stop doing the wrong button. Button. Wrong way. This way. So, anyway, that was where I was kind of going. I went on way too long about it, but apparently it was a Canadian thing that nobody else knew about. Which makes it obscure, and sometimes obscure can be fun. Hello. I suppose one of the perks of living right next to town is that my iron supply is more or less at hand, right? Alright, let's sleep, right? First off. Boop, boop. Okay, where was I? Extra junk I don't need. I'm gonna put a crafting table in the backpack. Just so that we have one. Okay, let's put all the random stuff away. Oh, that box is full. This. Let's put that. And anything in here. Nope, nothing fits. Anything in here. Oh, whoops, not that. Okay, anything here. Aha. Let's throw those in for now. So off camera, I will do a whole bunch more sorting. Okay, backpack. These. Look at that. These. Come over here. Did I get the other? Didn't bring the other crates. I need to figure out where I put the chests. There we go. Right. That can go over here. Give me everything. Oh, nope, not that. Heavens forbid, no. I sorted wrong. Let's put this one up there. Down, come down. Alright. Oh. Back up. And I want that. Let's lock these down here. Set. Okay. Choose which slots won't be affected by sorting. Choose items to reserve a place for. Okay, so let's go into that mode. So we're going to reserve this one and this one. Not going to... Oops. Right click to undo. Turn that off. And then make it sorting ineffective on this one, and not that one. There. I don't know why, but having a rectangle-shaped space to work with is much better for me. Okay, this way. Ah! There's the barrel. There we go. Shush, buddy. Is this one. All right. And I needed a pick. What did I do with? There it is, this one. And I'm going to use the iron axe as a backup. What else do we need? Don't need my shears replaced at the moment. I don't have a tablet. So I want to go later on get some mana, some pearls, so I can make a mana tablet, which would allow me to carry it around in my backpack and basically repair tools by using mana. So that's helpful, because that's essentially reusable everywhere. Alright. Next run. I wish that I could teleport back and forth, but once that other spot is torn down, we generally won't need to go there on a regular basis. So it's not much point in me adding things like waystones or something. Oh, did I? Shoot. I was dumb and I didn't bring food. That's why we're so pokey. Yeah. Hopping is a smidge faster, but not by much. Okay, you can just stop. There we go. That's noisy. I was looking a little bit at what we can see for the world on the map based on what I've explored so far, and not a whole lot that I like in terms of being a place I want to live. Well, not long term, but like as in this wouldn't be a forever world, which is kind of too bad because oh, food. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like it could have been useful. Start a forever world, so it's all the quality of life stuff I would like plus a little bit of Britannia, right? But not likely to be forever world that way. So what I'll probably do is basically look at the set of mods that I'm using as quality of life only stuff for Dadcraft in Essence Vanilla server, and see about that, but I still have to find a seed I like. I was going to basically start as an archive world, dig up a lot of my favorite builds from other places, other seasons, other etc. etc. Sorry, this one wasn't there, and this is not moss. But, dig up those things and then start an archive world where they just get plunked in the various biomes appropriate to where I had chosen to live, I guess, in different DC seasons. And I just haven't got around to it. I would like to. I might end up having to spend some stream time to do that, just because it's a project I've talked about so often, over and over and over again, that I've just not done. And yet it's stopping me from sort of continuing in that kind of vein, in that kind of world. I'll probably still do other things. Like, I'm intending to take another stab at, being a server member at some point. Probably soon. I don't know if I'm going to go back this season or not to the vanilla server. I haven't really decided as such, because... Sorry, we need more glass. I'm just not enthralled with the themes I was working on. It's my own fault, but I'm just still not enthralled with it. Would have lost the drive. Okay, what do we have? 14? I need 16 at least. I can get 32 glass and some. Really? Leave me be. Alright. So, we're back in town. I actually ate. We're doing better. Let's see, did you guys... Are you cooking? You're growing all the right stuff? What did I just pick up? I don't know. Yeah, they're all growing wheat. I don't know what their issue is with this part of the field. It doesn't make sense, because there's light and there's water. But yet they're fine on this side. I don't get it. Hey guys. Here. Just do this. Once. They've got enough brains to figure out that if it's bean wheat, they should put in wheat. But this was part of the expansion zone right in the middle, where I had taken out wood pillars or wood rows, and so it's possible that they never knew what those blocks were supposed to be, so the game wouldn't let them decide. I'm not entirely sure. Hush! As you guys can tell, extreme sound muffler is coming. What are you doing up there? We call him an idiot, but he doesn't have enough brains to be an idiot. I know how he got up there. The question is why. Whatever. Whatever. What are you fools doing out here? Apparently it's a tourist attraction. I've got 3 cobblestone. Is that enough? With 1 left over. Yay! Which I know why I've got 1 left over too. That was supposed to be this one. There. Okay. Door. Bake it. Force it. Let's do this. Yep, there we go. Weird little trick somebody showed me a while back. If you want the door to go a certain direction, make sure that you don't have the full height of the door on the side where you don't want it to go, and I will always choose the taller one. Okay, I think that's it. We've got everything. Aside from being disorganized over here, we've got all the stuffs. And I need to put together a smelter thing fairly quickly and a lava thing fairly quickly. So we're going to need these, granite. Those will go on the bottom. My stairs, slabs, more trapdoors. Oops, this way. This one. Oh, that's the other house, right. Alright. What do I need? I need cauldrons and hoppers. Smelting and setup. Those. Barrels are in here, so I put those in last. And 2 chests, 3 chests. There we go. I think that's everything. I'll find out fairly soon. It doesn't look right. Something is definitely not. Yeah. Oh, I see. I got a lot of weird stuff going on in wrong places. That's fine. I'm not used to having a backpack, so I keep forgetting that this stuff is here. I need those back. Okay. Back. Let's go down again. There. Sort that. Can I have something over here? I don't know. Okay. Keep saying okay 30,000 times like it's going to make a difference, but it's not. So, first off, I know where this trapdoor goes, so it's going to bug me if I don't put it there. That'll be a water trough that then I can put the flowers on and a mana pool. Although I might do it in reverse, like do the flower in the center and the mana pool to the right this time, rather than right in the corner, so they don't have the bed and whatnot to worry about. And I'm thinking, since I'm going to want to put more stuff in there botania-wise, I'll probably not put T2. I'll probably not put the lava thing inside. I don't know. I'm torn about that, but I think that's probably for the best. I could put it on the outside like I did before and just try not to burn the place down. Let's see, water. I have it so that I don't need to go up a step in order to... 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 4 long. I have it so I don't have to go up a step in order to do the thing, then have to inset the cauldrons, which might not be a bad deal. Okay. 6 by the time you add where you stand, and the barrels is only 4. 6, 7. I count. 7. Yeah. Fine, whatever. Then I'm going to make it longer. Let's see. One of these windows gets gypped, actually. Let's do the lava thing on the backside. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep in the water. Keep it in water. I need the hoppers. Do the pickup line at this end. Okay, so I did this one wrong. Actually, maybe not. No, pick up at this end's fine. So here. Where's the hoppers? Oh. Sleep. When I start seeing the moon, I think I should sleep. One could argue it's actually slower to come to bed. So we got 5 minutes left, and then we're out of here. Right. Although it says Botania, we didn't do much of anything Botania-esque today. The whole thought I have is that I like where I'm at now because we keep coming to the village to get stuff. So I figure that's a little more central. And there's another village right there, and we're not that far from a third one. So I think that's probably my best bet. And I put this in the wrong spot. This one. 1, 2. There. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the water can pour out there. And the lava is on this side. So now I need to bury these. Ah, again, I ended up with a ridge for it. Perfect. That was not intentional, but it happens. 1, 2, 5. Okay, here comes the villager call. So we'll have those guys showing up any minute now. One of these in the center, so we can build off that. What did I do with the other ones? They were granite. I thought about making this glass because it just looks cool, having lava above the glass, but I don't have enough glass for panes right now, so it's not worth it. I'm using these to surround the outside. I guess I don't have to, since I've got the... Yeah, let's skip these. So I've got the, what's the word? Fire tick turned off, so I can actually go use those other trapdoors I was hanging on to. I can make more of them. That's not a problem. Put them. There we go. These. And I think I like the slabs being... I think I'm going to stick with the diorite slabs. Just in case I have some sort of way of being above things. Alright. So that means I can put one here. Leap up. Ah, oops. I'm holding on the buttons, making the problem. There we go. Here. 2. Oh. Oh well. Hey. There. There. This way. Okay, one more dirt. Yeah, no. No. Not happening. Okay, so we go back. Nope, do not want to be dead. Or have creepers coming and blowing me up. That would not be great either. Especially not charged ones. Okay, this one, slabs. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I might as well slab the water. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the middle. Middle's going to be a problem. I guess. Unless... Aha, yep, that's going the wrong way. Okay, yeah. Boo-boos all around. They're all going to be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right at the top of the hour. So my usual plan is to spend just a smidge longer than the hour, like 2-3 minutes. Usually that's the spiel time, because that allows people who do start at the top of the hour, as opposed to like 5 minutes before, to be live, so that we have the most auspicious number of options for rating, right? Most auspicious? I don't know. I'm making that up as I go along. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Let's throw one down here. That one. That. Then on top, these. Oh, They'll then use your brains. Not that we necessarily claim to have any, but you know. Tree! Yay! Tree's live. Tree's cool. I like tree. Oh, come on. I can get up here. Come on. Fine. There we go. That's what I wanted. This. And then this.
Thank you for the raid, Maribel Jade,
Hey,
and
pirate.
welcome to your 23 viewers too.
Oh. Awkward. I'm actually just about ready to raid out Jade. Jade's crew. So if you don't mind, I'm going to head on out and take you guys with me. But welcome in, raiders. I appreciate that. I was playing Britannia today, and oh, I got myself stuck. There we go. But we have the means built for putting my stone piece back. Yeah. So for those who don't know me, I'm Delenn, and I stream when my kids are at school most of the time. I stream weekends. So I'm being very mature about that. Stream weekends with the Dadcraft community. What do I say about that? I often play on his community servers, but of late have decided... Uh-oh, that was dumb. Yeah. Oops. Of late have decided to try and learn... Gosh. A new to me mod. I should say new to me. Britannia's not new, but I've never really understood it before. So I was trying to teach myself that. And that's, for the most part, that's the only mod on here that does anything other than pure quality of life elements. So, yeah. So, yeah, she says. That makes no sense. But I had my base in a spot not that far from this village. So I decided instead that I should probably move. There we go. Okay. Great. All right. The exclamation mark is breaking the shoutout link? What? I can spell. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. It could be me. I missed it. Huh. It's not the exclamation point. I see. No, it's not the exclamation point. You can use the @ symbol to be able to pull someone from chat, but you have to remember to remove the @ symbol before you hit enter and go ahead. Right? I want right here. This one. So yeah, that's what that is. So it was the @ symbol that was breaking it. Huh. See in Oswin bot. I still don't see what the issue is. You'll have to point it out later. Because the link still works. That's, it spelled it wrong. I mean, last I checked, Mars Bell Jade doesn't exist. So yeah, well, I'll take a look into it. I mean, you can say add it to the list of fails this channel has a lot of. Which means on that note, this is me in my weird outfit, and we are going to find... Okay. That's, don't hit the shaders reload button. There we go. But we should find someone to raid out to, and I think we'll probably go to Tree today, but let's just double check to make sure I haven't missed anybody else I should be raiding to. And thank you to everybody for coming in. Stretch. I know there was a stretch a while back that I just didn't do, and Hydrate Chat didn't work, so we're going to bounce that one. This one. That one worked. Bounce this one. And I did do that one. Okay. So we're going to find someone to raid to and head on out. My plan is to stream tomorrow. Hopefully. Cross my fingers. Huh. Nope, it does not like you at all. Sorry, Neon. If you hover over the Maribel Jade link, does it still give you nothing? Because I hover over it and get a repeat of the little information box, so no. Yeah, so we've got Tree or Gutty, and I think Gutty's been up for a while, but his place can be a little more wild. Tree can be a little more chill, so we're going to head over to Tree. So hang on to your hats and we'll get that raid started. Hang on to your hats, your seats, your everything else. Okay. And I have to do this manually because the usual is being a pain in the neck. Oh, I see cover on Android. Okay, let's see. So for those that are curious, yeah, we were attempting to shout out Maribel Jade. If you did not catch the one that came through successfully, please do let me know and we will try and troubleshoot later. There you go. And I see no problem with that. Okay, so let's see. Can we do this? Aha, buttons. And press and hold. We're good. All right, so all of that nonsense is over. Thank you very much to Fox for notifying us of his resub. Also, thank you very much to Wolfen and Maribel Jade for their amazing raids. For those that stuck around, I appreciate it. And if you were just lurking and chilling, that's cool too. Drop in, drop out, whatever works for you. Thank you very much to Gary and Jay for attempting to spend clues today. And our moderation team included Jay, Zerk, Fantastic Fox, and Neon. And we had great conversation from them, as well as Lass, B Silver B, Yellow, Motown Mickey, a bit from Wolfen, Metalhead, Poodle Pirate, Jade Fearless, Gary, JF Bird Blue, and we are off to see Corrupted Tree. So, hopefully I will see you on the other side tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and bye-bye for now.